Hello everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen, if you haven't been here before. Sorry, my chair's caught on something. I'm trying to get comfortable. Yeah, welcome. My name's Karen if you haven't been here before. And today I am starting my Dephemerember challenge. This challenge is hosted by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. So I've got the prompts printed out, and I decided that first of all I was just going to make the ephemera and just keep it in a box or something ready to use. But I've decided that this journal that I made earlier this year, this was the Amazon packaging journal that I made, and I intended to use it as an ideas book, and I haven't done anything with it so far. So I've decided I'm going to use this to pop all my Dephemerember pieces in. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to actually record a video every day in December, but I'm going to do my best and see how we get on. So I'm just going to go off now and print off another couple of bits and pieces that I know I want, and then I will be back. And I've got my snacks ready. I'll be back in a second. Right, I've printed out the bits and pieces that Louisa and Barbara have prepared for Dephemerember. The theme that's running through this is animals, and they have done as a freebie these beautiful cards. So I have printed those out. So this is what they look like, and they've got the names of the animals in English and in German. I'm assuming it's German. I did do German at school, but I've forgotten most of it. So they're beautiful. I love these. Really lovely. I'm turning them up both ways, so hopefully you can, because some of them are portrait and some of them are landscape, so I'm hoping you can get a good look at them. But if you go on to either of their channels, you should be able to find links to download these yourself. Excuse me, I've still got this silly tickly throat. My voice isn't as croaky as it was, and I don't feel poorly at all, but I do still have this silly tickly cough, so I apologise. So I've got the prompt list, and today's prompt, the first, was fluff and a mason jar. Well, straight away I remembered that Claire at Purple Poppy had done something with mason jars a little while ago and had put this printable on her Ko-fi site, so I went and grabbed those. And I also, while I was doing that, I decided I wanted numbers to put on each, as I make each thing, I want to stick the number on it of which day it relates to in the list. So I just did these numbers in all different frames, and I put it on a photograph of packaging paper so that it was a bit more of an interesting background. And I did that because this journal was made from packaging paper. So yes, I've got my mason jars, but fluff I was struggling with. And then I thought, when I was a little girl, we had a bunny rabbit called Fluffy, and I thought there was a bunny in this set of pictures, so I thought, oh, maybe that could be my fluff, is Fluffy the bunny. I can't find him. Oh, there he is. I mean, I think that's actually a hare, but they have got it down as a bunny, so a bit of artistic license, he might make an appearance. And then I thought the bunny could be on grass, and I've got this yarn it's got all these bits on it, and I thought, well, that's sort of fluffy-ish. I mean, I've looked around the craft room, I can't find anything fluffy, not even remotely fluffy, that I could use other than this. I'm sure if I went down into the garage in my big box of craft supplies that I have yet to unpack, I probably could find something fluffy, but I don't really have time to do that, and I don't really want to bring anything else into the craft room because this is my daughter's bedroom and she will be home several times during December, which means I have to keep packing everything away for her to use this as a bedroom. So I don't really want to be bringing more stuff up here. I really need to start getting it out of the room. So as a starting point, excuse me, as a starting point, I'm going to use one of these mason jars, the bunny and the yarn. And I don't really know, other than that, what I'm going to do. So, should we start by cutting these things out? She says. I have no idea where my scissors are. And because my daughter was home at the weekend, I had to tidy up a bit, and I haven't got everything back out again yet. So, right, there's some scissors. So, and I don't know if I'm going to use this card as it is, or if I'm going to just cut the bunny out. I don't know. So that's all the rest of those. And then I will want a clear mason jar, but I don't know which size. There's a bigger one and a smaller one on here. I know I want the ones without any writing on this particular project. So that's that. So I can put those out of the way. Yeah, so I don't really know what I'm going to do. So I hope you're all happy and well. It's a lovely sunny day here, but it is chilly outside. So I'm trying to sit over to one side so that I haven't got the sun in my eyes, and I don't have to shut the blind because it gets a bit gloomy in here then. So I'm hoping that the light will be okay for the camera and that you can see everything clearly enough. So we've had a busy few days. It's been my mum's birthday and my youngest grandson's birthday. So we've had a family weekend. We were celebrating my mum's birthday last weekend. So we all went out for Sunday lunch, and then the plan was to go to a craft fair straight from there, which was being held locally, but because they had limited parking, it was a bit hit and miss as to whether we would get in or not. And where the fair was held, there is absolutely no phone signal or 4G or anything like that, and we were in 3 different cars, and my 2 daughters and I, my 2 youngest daughters and I, were in the first car. My sister and her boys were in the second car, and they had my mum with them. And then my eldest daughter and her family were in the third car, but we weren't all one behind another. And we drove in and managed to get in, and then they were turning away the traffic just behind us for a few cars. So my sister and my eldest daughter didn't get in at all, and we didn't know whether they'd got in or not, so we just sort of had to hang around once we'd got in and parked to see if they turned up, which they didn't, obviously, because they'd been turned away. So this trip to the Christmas fair that was for my mum. Ended up my mum not going, but it was a lovely fair. Bought a couple of bits. Sorry, I'm just looking for my corner rounder. Yeah, bought a couple of bits. It was a nice atmosphere. My girls bought some bits and pieces, and then we went back to my mum's house, and then in the evening we went on a steam train ride that was all lit up with fairy lights, which we had done last year as well, for my mum's birthday, and she loved it so much we went back and did it again this year. So it was a very late night by the time we got home, but we had a lovely time, and my mum had a lovely weekend. You know, she had her whole family around her, so that was nice. And then the day after my mum's birthday, it was my grandson's first birthday, so we just popped round to see him, give him his card. But we're having another weekend of celebrations this weekend for his birthday, so it's going to be a busy one. Right, I really don't know what to do with this. I don't know whether to put that in there. I don't really want him in the jar, it doesn't feel right. Or I could put something down there. Don't know what to do. I'm not feeling inspired today. So whether to just do some sort of collage or what, I don't know. I suppose I could put, if I cut some of this off, make a bit of a, I don't know, something. And have I got any of my flowers handy? Rummaging. And because I've been working on Christmas things for the last few weeks, and it's now December and I'm feeling Christmassy, I want to do Christmas things, but this is not a Christmas thing. This is not a Christmas challenge. So, I mean, I think to stop using Christmassy things if I want to. Oh, I can't find my flowers. I don't know where they've gone, so that's that idea out the window. I was going to see if I could pop a flower on top. Could put a button on top. Could have some, I've got lots of bits of lace lying around. I don't like that this is so white, but I don't know what to do about it. I wonder if I could just put some, I could just rub some ink gently over it, I suppose. Can you tell I'm not feeling this today? I mean, I'm enjoying crafting, don't get me wrong. I just don't know what to do with these prompts. I don't know what to put in this jar. You know, you wouldn't have an empty mason jar necessarily. I could put some gold on there, couldn't I? Cover this up a bit. At least it's got a bit of colour now. Can you see that? So, what am I going to do with that now? That won't. Oh, how about if I stuck that on there? This could be like an interesting journal card, and you could write in there then. That might be an idea. So So, or we could have a pocket with that in, and then that would be journaling space. You could write on the back of it. That might be an idea. And then I could just put some grass under there, under the bunny. That could go on a smaller page then, couldn't it? I don't want it on the small page, I need to put something on the front there. I will probably, I'm going to have to stick this in somewhere, but I might put that on there, although it might be a bit too big. So I need to, I'm getting distracted now. Let's do one thing at a time, Karen. Right, let's find something. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make that into a pocket. And then that is going to go in there. And then we could do maybe a bit of decoration or something. This, I can have this as my fluff. And this is Fluffy the bunny, although Fluffy the bunny didn't look like that. And as I say, I'm sure that's a hare, not a bunny. And then we'll do a bit of something. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if I've got any stamps that might look nice around here. I'll be back in a moment. Right, I'm back again. I've had a bit of a rummage. I'm going to have to shut this blind a bit more now. I've sat down, the sun's moved and it's right in my eyes where I'm sitting. I can't avoid it. Right, hopefully that will be okay for you all. So I found a little bit of this like velvet ribbon. I know it's very white, but I might be able to colour that up a bit. And I also found in my vintage photos this picture of a little girl with her teddy. That's Fluffy, so I've got that out. Got some ink. I've got some stencils. I've got some stamps here, so I'm just gonna have a think now about what I can do. I've got some little bits of collage fodder there. I just had an idea about what I was going to do and now I've forgotten what it was. Oh, I got this label out because I was thinking I could put that on the mason jar, you know, like that was the label for the jar, but obviously it's far too big. So I'm wondering if I have anything a bit smaller that would go on there in my actual vintage labels. I'm still here, sorry, I'm just reaching over to my stash of goodies. Would be the ones right at the bottom, wouldn't it? Right, let's see what's in here. I just thought I could put something on there. Oh, excuse Max. Obviously somebody's walking past and he can hear them. That's not big enough. I tried that, didn't I? That's too big. Looks like they're all too big or too small, of course. Let's just have a look at these and see what they look like. Obviously they're not labels of things that would have been on mason jars. These are mostly either wine bottle labels or cigar box labels, I believe. So we could have something like that, or we could have that. I think that's a bit too plain. I think it's either this one or this one. They're sort of the right shape. Now, what's this one? That is the right way. That one looks quite nice as well. Right, so I'm going to keep those out and decide when we have a bit more idea of what it's all going to look like. So I thought this could maybe tuck in somewhere, but not sure where yet. So we've got that, we've got that, and we've got that. So I'm going to try and do something on this page, but right, I'm back again. I'm really sorry, but I've done a whole section of this video without turning the camera on. And I just stopped to use some hand sanitizer because I've stuck these fluffy bits on and everything was sticking to me. And I looked up to get the hand sanitizer and realised I wasn't even recording. So I'm not sure how much you've missed, but I will just recap what I have just done. I have stuck the picture of the bunny onto a piece of junk mail card, you know, a flyer, and then I've redone the corners and inked it, and then I've just stuck a couple of strands of this yarn across the bottom. That's my fluffy, but I was trying to do it without hiding any of the writing because I like the writing on there. So obviously that's going to need to dry now. And now I don't know if you saw the bits I had pulled out when I came back, but I have got a piece of velvety ribbon that's very white, but I could put some ink on there, and I've got this photo of this little girl with her teddy bear. I thought that's and this is a genuine vintage photo. I got these from Pam at Vintage Papers Corner on Instagram. Yeah, so I thought I could tuck that in somewhere. That's another fluffy element. And then I've got these labels to put on the mason jar to make it a bit more interesting. And I was deciding which one to... I like that one, but because these ones are shaped, I think it looks better with the shape of the jar. So it's either going to be that one or that one. And I do know that these are wine labels. They're not actual mason jar labels, but, you know, we're still using artistic license. So I think I'll pop that on there. And this is just going to be, you know, tucked in the pocket as journaling space. So let's pop that on there. So we've made a start on that. Well, that's one way to keep your videos a bit shorter. I was just saying, I was just apologising for how long the video is, because I didn't know what to do when I switched the camera on. I didn't have any idea of what I wanted to do. I'm faffing, and I was apologising for how long, you know, what should be a simple quick video is turning out to be. And then I realised I wasn't even filming, so it's not going to be that long after all, is it? What a numpty. Right, shall I cut those off or shall I tuck them around here? I think I'll chop them off. And then we'll ink this again. I think we need a bit more heavy inking on that because we've got the black lines. Do that back as well because that's going to be our journaling space. So that's a bit mucky because I had it on my glue paper there. I seem to be good at doing that. Let's put a bit of ink on this while we've got it out in case we want to use it for something. So I don't even know now. I've no idea where I was when the camera stopped, so I don't even know if you've seen what I've done to the page. So this is what my page looks like right now. So I'm going to pop that on as a pocket. Oh, I'm a bit low down there, aren't I? Let's get that out the way, get that out the way, move that up there. So that's going to go on there as a pocket, sort of straightish. That's going to tuck in for a bit of journaling space. And what am I going to do? Shall I just, I might just stick the little girl in the background. Just for interest, maybe. Don't know. Little girl with her fluffy teddy bear. Now, I wonder if this is okay to stick on now. Might be all right. So I don't think I want to do anything else to this. So if I get that stuck down, it can be drying. I think that's going to need a little help to stick because of my bumpy pages. So I might just pop a clothes peg on there. I'm not too worried about being overly perfectionist because this book is for me. I can, you know, go back and just amend anything that needs attention at any time, you know, things start lifting or moving or what have you. So we've got that there. Do we want to stick that little girl on there in the background? Where's my now grubby ribbon? I could put that on top as if it's, you know, if that's what's stuck it down. And then that's tactile because that feels fluffy. So that's another fluffy element. And then that would go in there like that. Not sure, still not sure. But I like that idea because it feels nice. Does it need anything else? I mean, as I say, I can come back and work on this anytime I want to because it's my book. So it's not going anywhere. I'm just looking around my desk to see. Oh, I know what I had another idea. In my old dictionary here, have I used the fluff page? Fluff. 2 pages here. No wonder I couldn't pull them out. Silly Billy. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I wonder if that photo would stick in with I feel awful just sticking that straight down on there. Because, you know, these photos were precious to somebody once. And although, you know, we're reusing them and rescuing them, I feel mean just sticking it down willy-nilly. So I'm just wondering if I should somehow tuck it instead. If that was stuck, would that work as a tuck spot? I wonder if it would. It should do. Let's have a bash. So I'm going to put glue along the top longer edge of the ribbon. Sorry, I've gone off camera, haven't I? You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just putting a tiny bead of glue along the top edge and halfway down the side edge. And I'm going to pop that. Ah! It's alive! I'm going to pop that if I can see, because the sun's in my eyes as I'm looking at what I'm doing. I'm going to pop that there and hope that it will dry clear, because at the moment it just looks dirty. I'm going to stick that on the other side just for interest. My fluff. And that says fluff, a light down or fur nap, and obviously this is napped, to puff up into a light mass, as in to fluff the hair, to fluff a pillow, and then it's got fluffiness and fluffy as well. So I think that's quite nice. Then I need to wait for that ribbon to dry before I try and tuck the photograph in. That's going to go in there. I'm just wondering if that needs anything else on it, and if I can find some other bits and pieces to tuck in there. Sorry, I keep going quiet and you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just looking through this little pot. I've got tickets and things in here. A shower. I was just, if anything, you know, jumps out at me as relating to fluff or a mason jar somehow. soup. Soup might be in a mason jar. And you might have soup for lunch. These are luncheon vouchers from when I worked in a building society. I was a building society manager, and one of the perks of the job was luncheon vouchers every day. And I can't remember how long they were valid for, but they were valid for a long time, and they expired 31st of the 12th, 2009. But I don't know when they were actually issued, so I'm not sure how old this is. But I was in the building society. I was made redundant in 92, I think, 1992. I'm sure it was 1992, so they're at least that many years old, if not more. So they're quite old. Don't think that's quite vintage, is it? Although if they were 10 years old at that time, I'm sure they wouldn't have been valid for that long though, I'm sure. Right, if that will tuck under there. Can't quite see the teddy bear, but I think that is my offering for today. So I think that can come off now. So we have our bunny representing Fluffy, the bunny. He would be vintage if he was still here, because that was definitely in the 80s. How old was I when I had my bunny? About 8 or 9. It wouldn't even have been the 80s. No, hang on, let me think. The house we lived in when I had my bunny, we moved to in 1981, so yeah, it would have been the 80s. It's a bit older than that then. So we've got our bunny, who's Fluffy. We've got our bit of grass there that's fluffy yarn. We've got a little girl with her teddy bear, who's a fluffy teddy bear. We've got our definition of fluff there. We've got our mason jar, which is our journaling spot. And we've got our soup in our mason jar for lunch. So that's my story for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope there's not too much missing in the middle, but if there is, I do apologise for that. And hopefully I will be able to come back again tomorrow with day 2 of Dephemerember. I will leave the links in the comments below so that you can find Louisa's and Barbara's channels. But thanks for joining me today. Enjoy your own crafty time, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.